Hey there, tech managers. Stop making other people rich at your risk. I want you to learn how to leverage your career so you can finally stop worrying about the economy and beat the market once and for all. Stay tuned. Hey there, tech managers. Jen Bunk here, co-CEO of the People Stack. We help tech managers like you to build your dream careers. Hello from Kailua Beach Park on the windward coast of Oahu. So no, this is not a bug on my dress. This is our microphone. We call him Chad. He helps keep the wind in check. So anyway, jumping right into it, we want to talk about how to leverage your career so you can finally beat the economy, so you can finally beat the market. I don't want you to keep risking your own money just to make other people rich. And that's essentially what you're doing if you're not leveraging the power of the money that you're earning and the money that you can earn as a technical manager. You are, as a technical leader, you're all technical leaders. That's why you're watching this right now and you're feeling stuck in your career. You're feeling like you've hit a career ceiling. You're feeling like you can absolutely get paid more, but you're not, and you're trying to figure out why. And one of the shifts that our clients have made is that, hey, I want to learn the strategies, I want to learn the tactics and how to do that, but even more important than that, it's the mindset around, I am finally going to leverage my career as a way to make money, as a way to build financial freedom, and I'm not going to rely on investments. I'm not going to rely on Bitcoin or whatever the current fad is to make my money. Now look, I want to be 100% clear here. I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't invest in the market. Don't invest in real estate. Don't invest in Bitcoin or whatever it is. I want you to be able to do that. That's actually my point. I want you to be able to do that, but I want you to be able to do that from a solid foundation of using the money, the abundance, the financial abundance that you're attracting in your career as the foundation for that, and not just crossing your fingers, rolling the dice, and hope it works. You might as well just be, going to Vegas every week and hoping and praying that it's going to work. And I know that you do not want to play craps with your career. So here's the thing. You do not have control over the market. You do not have control over the economy. I know a lot of people are worried about the economy right now. We're recording this in July of, what year is it? 2022? I've lost track. It's 2020 still. It's like year 2 of 2020. We're in July of 2022 right now. So there's a lot going on in terms of the economy, in terms of worries about inflation, in terms of worries about supply chains, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Gas prices are just redonkulous. And that happens, right? So maybe you're watching now, maybe you're watching a year from now when the economy's bounced back. It really doesn't even matter. The thing is, you can't control that. What I want you to focus on is what you can control. You can control you. You can control the actions you take. You can control your career. You can control, yes, how much money you make in your career as long as you have the right strategies and systems and support in order to be able to do that. So that's really what's at stake here. We want you to focus on what you can control, and that's the way to stop worrying about the economy, to stop worrying about all the other external factors. Focus on you and really lean in to that empowerment. Here's the thing. If you put all of your financial eggs into baskets that you cannot control, you're going to end up broke. You're going to end up in debt. You're going to end up on a financial roller coaster, constantly worried about where the money's coming from and if your money is safe, if your money is secure. And even during those times when you have more money, the proverbial high tide, you don't know when low tide is coming. So you're always that worry, that fear of losing all of your money, of losing your retirement fund, of losing that fund that you've created for your kids' education, of losing the money for rent or your mortgage next month. that worry is always hanging over you because you're pinning all of your financial hopes on factors, on external factors like the market, like investing, that you cannot control. And so this worry, this fear, this doubt, this uncertainty, this question of what if I lose it all? What if I can't pay the rent next month? What if I can't pay the mortgage next month? What if I don't have enough to pay for my kids' birthday parties? We've had clients talk to us about how that was actually the thing that bothered them the most. That, they could deal with the fact that they could take ownership for the fact that, like, all right, okay, maybe rent will be late, maybe my tax bill will be late. I can deal with that, I can take ownership for it, and I'll pay the fees. Obviously, that's not a good place to be living, but I can kind of deal with that. But what I can't cope with is the fact that I can't get my kid or my nieces and my nephews the presents that they want. Or my friends are getting married, or it's my friend's 20th wedding anniversary. It's my parents' 50th wedding anniversary. And I want to be able to get something really, really nice for them to show them how much I love them and how much I care, to give back. And I can't. And that's what's weighing really heavily on them. And all of this worry and this fear and this doubt, it takes obviously an emotional toll on you. And it can't not also take a physical toll on your health as well. So I want to ask you, and I ask this from a place of love, how many of you are experiencing more physical symptoms now because you're stuck in your career, because you're worried about what's next, because you don't know how to get unstuck. It's constantly unpredictable. What's around the corner? I have no idea. What's my bank account going to look like next month? I have no idea. So how many of you are experiencing physical symptoms? Maybe aches, pains, lack of sleep, acid reflux, or stomach aches, or things like headaches, migraines, or things that you haven't experienced in years. Maybe you broke your ankle when you were 15 and suddenly your ankle is bothering you again. Maybe you have an autoimmune disorder and it was fine, but now suddenly you're just in pain all the time and you're wondering why. Part of that is this cloud of worry that's constantly over you. And of course, this is affecting your relationships as well, because you're not showing up for your loved ones, for your partner, your spouse, your kids, your family members, your friends, your colleagues, your team. You're not showing up for them in the best way possible. So some people say, well, it's just about the money. It's not just about the money, because money it's a reality of the society that we live in. We need money to build our dreams. We're here to help you build your dream careers. And guess what? Newsflash, you need money in order to do that. And you need to be able to make money. You need to be able to manage that money and do it in a secure way, in the most secure way possible, if you actually want to build your dreams. So yes, it's about the money, and it's not just about the money, because this is going to have, if you keep staying where you are right now, with this constant cloud of worry, financial worry over your head, following you, wondering when it's going to rain and when you're going to get drenched because you don't have the tools to be able to deal with it, you're going to keep experiencing the other negative effects, relationship effects, physical effects, spiritual effects. Some of our clients talk about how, the worst thing for me is that I just feel completely spiritually depleted and defeated. I feel like it's not worth it anymore. I feel worthless. And that's not where we want you to be. So I want to share a client story with you. One of our clients, actually one of our very first clients. And this is a story essentially of how to make yourself recession-proof by being in demand. And I want to be really clear what I mean here, being in demand. This is not like hustle, 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 I'll sleep when I'm dead, and constantly be out there and working your ass off and working 50, 60 hours a week. That's not what we want for you. If you've been following us for a while, you know this. And if you're new here, when we talk about building your dream career, that means doing it in flow, doing it in a way that feels good, where you're full of joy and gratitude and it's just fun. If it's not fun, it's not worth it. It's not worth it to make 300, 400, $500,000 a year if you're constantly grinding it out and if you're suffering through it. So I just want to make sure that's absolutely clear. You're in demand. You're evangelizing your excellence so that people know the value that you're adding. That's actually the key that a lot of people miss here, is that they don't evangelize your excellence. So I want to tell you the story of this client that we worked with, one of our very first clients, who really mastered not just evangelizing his excellence, but making himself recession-proof. So this particular client, when he started working with us and we asked him what his dream was, he said, I want mailbox money, Jen, Rob. I want to earn mailbox money. And honestly, we had a sense of what he meant by that, but he's like, we're coaches. We always ask, what do you mean by that? What is that going to look like when you have mailbox money? He's like, oh my God, happy to tell you. So basically, it's money that arrives in your mailbox, virtual or otherwise, that is the byproduct of earning more money and of adding more value, right? It's for a lot of people, it's what the dream is in retirement, right? It's I'm no longer working if I don't want to. I'm still working if I want to, but that the money still keeps coming. It's like my money is making money, that kind of a thing. And so he's like, that's what I want to be able to do. I've started it a little bit, but I've just not been able to leverage my career enough in order to get enough money going and honestly to deal with the crazy economy that's going on. So he worked with us like, it may have been like 6 or 7 years ago now. Guess what? There's always going to be economy shakes, right? There's always going to be wobbles in the economy. It never stops. And so we started working with him. And with this particular client, his challenge, honestly, he called himself a chaos monkey. So he acknowledged that. And that's actually part of his charm. He needed to systematize a little bit more. And a lot bit more, I think, than he would acknowledge. And he really needed to start acknowledging not just his own power, his own personal power, but the value of his career and the money that he was bringing in through his career to build that financial groundwork. He was just working, and never really earned what he could be while he was investing, while he was doing all this other stuff. And it wasn't really working because he wasn't standing on solid ground financially in his career. So we helped him to systematize. We shared our systems, we shared our support, we shared our strategies so that he can really, with purpose and on purpose, evangelize his excellence and get paid more at work. And he did that. And then what he was able to do was leverage that to start his own business. So within about a year of after working for us, he had a side business going on to start with, a tech consulting firm. So he basically, he does really kind of high-end enterprise level websites and tech solution kind of projects for clients. And he had it going on the side, but his dream was to have his own business, right? So after about a year of working with us and really saving and being intentional and disciplined about it, he was able to quit his job and start his own business. Last we heard, I think his last celebration was halfway through the year this year. Actually, I think it was last year that he already brought in $1 million in revenue. So he has built a multi-million-dollar revenue business off of the back of leveraging his career. And here's the other thing too. He is investing in the stock market, in real estate, and he's paying houses off. Like, he'll celebrate in our Slack channel, hey, just paid off my mortgage. You're like, yeah, that's awesome. What a great feeling. You paid off your mortgage. No more mortgage payments. That's great. And then a couple months later, he celebrated again. I paid off my mortgage. We're like, that's great, but didn't you already do that? He's like, no, I paid off the other mortgage. Because he has that mailbox money coming in now. He's making money. He's making that money make money. So that is the power of making yourself recession-proof. He's been successful at this for 5+ years now. I mean, he's been successful at this his whole career. He was working with us because he needed to make some shifts, and that's what he did. But in terms of his business, it thrived through COVID. His tech consulting business, it thrived through COVID. He's doing better than ever. That's the power of making yourself recession-proof and making yourself in demand while staying in flow, while staying in authenticity. by being your geeky chaos monkey, whoever you are as yourself. That's what we want for you. So here's the shift I invite you to make. And this is a shift that every single one of our clients has made. So follow in their footsteps. Follow in the footsteps of our clients who have built their dream careers and have commanded premium salaries of $200K a year or more. Here's the shift. Are you ready for it? Invest in yourself first. Bet on yourself first as that solid financial foundation. And then use your career as leverage to build that financial stability, to build that financial safety. Bet on yourself. It's the safest bet. Because what can you control in this life? You can't control the economy. You can't control other people. You can't control whether or not your company decides to lay you off. Sometimes that happens, even if you are the most valuable employee out there. You have to make sure that you're putting your financial eggs in baskets that you can control. So bet on yourself, invest in yourself, make yourself recession-proof, which also makes you layoff-proof, firing-proof. Because if you happen to get fired or get laid off, it's work to do for sure, but you have the value. Your value doesn't go away. Your inner value as a leader, the skills and the abilities and the knowledge and the impact that you're making, that doesn't go anywhere, even when the economy is terrible. And also, by approaching it from this mindset, you're also going to lower the chances that you get laid off and get fired because you're going to be owning your worth even more. Who do people lay off? So when it's time to put people on the chopping block, man, you just don't have enough money anymore. Who do the senior leaders who hold the purse strings, who do they lay off? They lay off the people who they perceive to be adding the least amount of value. Add value, evangelize your excellence, invest in yourself so that when it comes time to the senior leaders making those decisions, they think twice before laying you off or firing you for saying something that might have pissed them off. You're just telling them the truth, for example. So that's the shift I invite you to make. Invest in yourself, bet on yourself. It's going to be the safest financial bet because what's in here, your knowledge, your skills, your ability, that's unshakable. That is unshakable, and it's only going to grow as long as you keep investing in yourself. Here's another thing that I want to share about that client I was talking about, the mailbox money client who's built a multi-million-dollar tech consulting firm. One of the things that he shared with us is that he puts aside $10,000 a year for himself for professional and personal development. I'd encourage you all to do the same. Because if you invest in yourself, it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of the impact, in terms of that safety, of having that safety net, multiple safety nets. I love the idea of having multiple safety nets just in case one of them breaks. So invest in yourself. It's always going to be the safest bet. All right, that's the shift. Invest in yourself. Now, what's next? It's a great question. What's next? What do I do with this information? How do I turn this information that I learned in this video into actionable steps so that I can then see the results in my career and in my life? So you have a choice at this point. You can say, all right, it's cool. I'm just going to go and watch the next video that YouTube recommends, and I'm just going to move on with my life. And I'm going to, oh man, I got emails, I got Slack messages. I can't really do anything else with this. You can choose to do that, but I promise you, if you choose to do that, you're going to keep staying stuck. You're going to keep staying worried. And it's very, very possible that you're going to end up in debt, broke, with that cloud of financial worry over you, and I don't want that for you. So if what you want, even more importantly, if what you're committed to is transforming your career so that it can be the bedrock, the leverage that you use to build financial freedom, if you're committed to that, then I want you to book a call with my team, thepeoplestack.com/book. All that really matters here is that you're committed. And it's a big thing, right? It's a big thing to say, I'm committed to this. And I know that for some of you, you're just not ready, and we honor that. But I know for some of you, though, you are committed and you are ready and you're just a little bit scared. And that's how it should feel. When you are on the verge of transformation, when you are on the verge of taking a leap of faith that you haven't done before, that is going to mean changes in the way that you look at money, changes in the way that you look at your career, changes in the way that you show up in your daily habits as a leader. Yeah, it's going to feel a little bit scary because it's new, but it's also going to feel exciting as well. So it doesn't matter what you've done or what you've tried in the past. You may have tried other leadership coaching or career coaching, or you may have tried talking with your friends, reading articles, reading books, and maybe you've tried for years and none of it's worked. That doesn't matter. I promise you, whatever problems you have, we've solved them. And if it happens to be the 1% of the time when you have a problem that we haven't solved yet, we can absolutely help you figure it out, because that is our zone of mastery. It's our zone of genius, helping tech managers like you who are committed to transforming your career. And that's all that matters, that's committed. We don't care, honestly, what's happened in the past and what hasn't worked. What we care about is that you're committed to career transformation. And if that's you, I want you to book a call with my team right now. thepeoplestack.com/book. It's going to bring you to my team's calendar. Pick a time that works for you. You're going to enter your name, your email, your phone number, and then at the time of the call, you're going to show up for that Zoom call, because it's going to be on your calendar, it's going to be on my team's calendar, and you're going to have an awesome conversation as long as you show up coachable. As long as you show up willing to take a look at what hasn't been working and what needs to shift so that you can create the career results and life results that you want. As long as you show up that way, it's going to be the most clarifying career conversation that you have ever had. It's free of charge, and we do this because we want to help. And we know that there's some of you who are going to end up wanting to work with us, so we're going to use that as an opportunity. But look, if it's not a fit to work together, that's fine too. I want you to book a call if you're committed. That's the end of it. That's really all it is. thepeoplestack.com/book. So we'll talk to some of you soon, and aloha from Hawaii, folks.